Hi everyone. I'm going to do a overview here, show you some of the ins and outs of the Voigtlander Bessa RF. Also, I tried to do or was going to try and do a conversion to it, which I'll talk a little bit about at the end. So this camera was made in Germany in the 1930s, I think 1937. This one has the Heliar lens, which is a 105 millimeter. I think they're all the same focal length. But the Heliar is supposed to be the higher quality lens, I think, but it's not color coded. Anyway, so it's a good deal, I think. You can still use it with color film. I'll show you some stuff that I took. But anyway, so it has a self timer right here. The shutter mechanism to cock it is right here. Make sure that's down so it's not on the self timer. This is where the aperture is set. Put it on 3.5, which is the widest it goes. It goes up to 22. Shutter speeds from 1 to 400 T and B. This is what you press right here to release the shutter to take a photo. So with the T function here, you can just press it once to open it, press it again to close it, which is very good for long exposures, night photography and stuff, so you don't shake the camera at all while you're exposing it. This right here you press to close it, but I'll do that in a second. This is where the tripod goes for mounting it like this, and you have this if you want to set it on a table, keeps it level. Otherwise there's the tripod mount for this way, and yeah, this, you have these are the two windows where the rangefinder looks out. This is where the viewfinder looks out. Press that in and close it. This right here is to open the back. It's in decent condition, not collector kind of condition, but I didn't really care about that. I was just getting it to take some photos. So this right here lets you change the format from 6:9, which is what it would be taking for photos right now, to 6:4.5, which is really nice. You can, sort of to get more photos versus lesser quality. Well, not really lesser quality, but a little bit less size, so you can make that choice. With this in, you get 16 photos out of a roll of film. Without it in, you get 8 in the 6:9. With it in, you would use both windows. For 6:9, you would just use this window. So for 6:4.5, you would roll it until you see 1 in this window. Take your first photo. Roll again until you see 1 in this window. Take a photo again, and then roll again until you see 2 and 2 and so forth. You understand. This right here lets you move a little metal thing which covers the second window, so you can remember which format you're in if you're forgetful. Or I usually just kind of put a roll of film in and take the photos, because it's only 8 or 16 photos anyway, so I don't really worry about forgetting which format I'm in. So to take it apart, if you want to clean it, you just unscrew by holding these two right here, turn that counterclockwise, and that's the rear element. Just be careful. And you can use a pair of scissors, or that's what I used. I wouldn't recommend it if you have a tool or anything better. Pretty much anything is better than scissors right next to your lens here. But anyway, you can get away with it. These scratches aren't from me, that's from how I got it. But anyway, take out this one, take out a second one, and then the billows won't be attached. So then when you open it, it'll just be this arm with the lens assembly, and the billows will stay down in there. This will just come off if you need to take it off. You really don't need to if you're just cleaning it. I tried taking it apart because I was going to do that conversion I was talking about. I was going to put a 65 millimeter Angulon, not the Super Angulon, Angulon lens in there for wide angle landscape stuff. I was going to use it for mountain climbing and stuff, and having an all mechanical, inexpensive, high quality lens. I thought it was going to be a great setup for doing some landscape kind of photos, and just have the wide angle there. Well, it'll fit this way, it'll fit this way, so that wasn't the problem. I had already looked at that all ahead of time. The problem is that it wouldn't focus down close enough, which I got this model because it has the rack mounted focus, which is essential to change lenses, because you don't mess with helicoids and weird crap. You just move the whole thing and that focuses it for you. So it's I had read some different stuff. Other people had done conversions. Nobody really got a closing folder thing. You can do it if you're just going to chop it up into. But I wanted to keep it in pretty much the same functioning condition. So I measured the distance here that it would need to be for the 65mm lens to focus to infinity, and it won't go close enough. So that's that's kind of a shame. I was bummed out about that, but I'm going to keep the camera anyway, just because it's a really nice camera and I got a good deal on it. You can pick these up for I got this one just on eBay for less than $200. Pretty good price for such precision engineering from the 30s. Like I said, no batteries or anything, and it's all mechanical. It's pretty awesome. So when you're putting it back together, one thing I need to note for you is you press this to release. I said before, you're gonna put your lens, first thing you do is put your lens back on the this black metal piece that holds it, and then this right here, the shutter lever, needs to go in between this little narrow window of where it should be, and I'll show you what I mean. There, you see that little metal piece right there? Let's see if I can. Right there on the tip of my fingernail, there's this tiny little metal piece that sticks out from behind this piece of black metal. It's a silver metal color down in there. Anyway, so the shutter arm right here needs to go below that little piece and above where it starts to get flat here. So it's a very, like, just a 0.5 millimeter in either direction, and it won't sit in there right. So but now that it shouldn't really be that, it'll be quicker and easier for you to get it back together than it was for me. Also, this thing, you need to make sure that these are both out, ready to receive the lens assembly. These metal pieces right here I'm talking about. Anyway, so if you have those two, and then putting the rest of it back together is very easy. I just got some color negatives. Remember, it's not a color-coded lens, so some of them might have some lens flare, which I guess you can avoid just by holding your hand over it and sort of shielding it from the sun. I didn't really know about that. I should have just figured, but anyway, I didn't, and so there might be a little lens flare on some of them. But this is all down in Nicaragua. I don't know how well they'll come out in this video, but I figured I'd show you something that's better than nothing. This is in Grenada. This isn't a volcano. I doubt they're pretty dark. You probably won't see them. Those are all on 6x4.5. This is on 6x9. I thought it was a pretty cool photo. And that's some lens flare, you can see. So it'll happen. But if the sun's behind you or it's not too sunny, anything like that, you'll be alright. But if the sun's kind of in front of you or directly above you when you're taking it, you definitely want to shield the lens. And then you can just, you get the Helier is kind of the superior to the Scopar or the color Scopar lens as far as quality goes. It's just the color coding that makes the Scopar, more expensive. Anyway, so so I'm getting ready for some bullfighting and stuff. Also, I took these black and white. It's not really in proper focus, the girl isn't, but the tree, I don't know if you can see back there, right here, these branches, this is one of my first times out with this camera, so the tree branches there, if you can see them, are actually really clear. You can see the little things on the bark, up close. Maybe you can't on the video, but and did this one as well. Not, nothing. I'm not a professional or anything like that. I'm just learning and doing all the exposure myself in my head and whatnot, and just kind of, so these aren't a fair way to judge the camera. Also, they're way too small anyway for medium format. So anyway, if you have other questions, you can ask me. I might have some answers for you. But I hope this was helpful.